Salvatore Quasimodo, 1901-1968. Salvatore Quasimodo was born in Sicily. In 1908, his family moved to Messina, struck by a devastating earthquake. In 1919, he moved to Rome to finish his engineering studies, but his poor economic conditions forced him to find work as a technical draftsman. In the meantime, he collaborated with several reviews and studied Greek and Latin. Furthermore, he translated Shakespeare and Greek lyric poetry. In 1929, he moved to Florence. There he met poets such as Eugenio Montale. Quasimodo's Poetics. Developing his nearness to the Hermetic movement, Quasimodo published his first collection of poems. In 1959, Quasimodo won the Nobel Prize for Literature. His main works are Acque e Terre, Waters and Arts, Giorno dopo giorno, Day after Day, La vita non è sogno, Life is not a dream, and La terra impareggiabile, The incomparable land. Then we have one of his most famous works, and è Subito sera, From Waters and Arts. Ognuno sta solo sul cuore della terra, trafitto da un raggio di sole, ed è subito sera. And the translation is, everyone stands alone at the heart of the world, pierced by a ray of sunlight, and suddenly it is evening. The interpretation is that the poem reflects the existential condition of man, solitude, the pain of living, and the brevity of life itself. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Angelica. Now I would like to speak about another infographic made with Canva. We have Luigi Pirandello, that was an Italian dramatist, novelist, poet, and short story writer, whose greatest contributions were his plays. The most important works are the late Mattia Pascal. In this book, there are all the dams of what is called Pirandellism, the search for an identity which is only a mask that one must wear. The social pressure lived a suffocating and ordinary loneliness of men who cannot communicate. One on and 100,000. The book recounts the tragedy of Vitangelo Moscarda, a man who struggles to reclaim a coherent and unitarian identity for himself in the face of an inherently social and multi-faced world. The novel faithfully reflects the author's psychology by presenting it in the main theme, the shattering of the ego, folly, ineptitude, and bewilderment. Then we have The Voyager, one of the widely known short stories which centers on Don Lolo Zirafa, a rich and miserly landowner who sees enemies everywhere, ready to steal his stuff. He buys a huge jar to store the oil, but this is found broken into. In this work, Pirandello proposes a comedy made of humor and conflicts between the protagonists. The most important quote is, "Life is all a bestiality, and then tell yourself what it means not to have committed any. It means at least not having lived."
Hello everybody, this is our welcoming menu and these are Abruzzo most traditional dishes. We have some starters and these are pizza and foi that are wild chicories with unleavened cornbread and this is vegan. And then we have Ventericina and pecorino cheese that is a typical salami made with cured pork meat and red hot chili pepper and sheep cheese. Then we have a first course that is chitarrina al sugo d'agnello, that is homemade spaghetti pasta with lamb mincemeat in tomato sauce, and then we have brodetto, that is a fish soup with typical fish and seafood from the Adriatic Sea served in tomato sauce and also with spaghetti pasta. Then we have two second courses that are pallotte caciove that are parmesan cheese and egg balls in tomato sauce spiced with green pepper. And then we have arrosticini that are roasted chopped sheep meat on sticks. And finally, we have two desserts that are pizza dolce, that is a sponge cake soaked in Arkansas liquor and filled with custard and chocolate custard. And then we have bocconotti, that are small crust filled with plain chocolate, mustard, or ground almonds. Thank you, and enjoy our dishes.
Hi everyone, today I'm going to speak about Italian famous people of sport, culture and TV. So in Italy the most famous sport people are Alessandro Del Piero, an ex-world champion Italian footballer, Carolina Costner, an Italian figure skater, and Federico Pellegrini, that he is an important Italian swimmer. Then in culture, the most famous people are Dante Alighieri, that was an important poet and writer, famous for the Divina Commedia. Leonardo da Vinci was an important scientist, inventor, painter, and mathematician. He created the Gioconda. And Cristoforo Colombo was a merchant born in Genoa who changed history with his discovery of America in 1492. And then the most famous people of the Italian TV are Raffaella Carrà, who was a soubrette, singer, dancer, actress, television presenter, radio, and Italian television author. Amadeus is an Italian television and radio host and a showman. He directed the Sanremo Festival. And finally, we have Giuseppe Cristiano Malgioglio, that is an Italian singer, songwriter, lyricist, and television personality.
Besides producing some of the finest visual art in the world in the field of